Alright, the sun is going to decide how backlit this video is. So, anyway, point being, how did my NCAA swimmers that I published about do in 2022? So that's the topic of this video, is how did my NCAA swimmers published about do in 2022? Yo, that's a funky question mark. Alright, so we're gonna go through this. They are all advanced, so I posted a video before. I have a writing work order working on the NCAAs. I did not ever compete in the NCAA system. I did not do college athletics like that. And so this is part of me just learning about how it works. And so I wrote about conference championships as well as the NCAA championships. And those are like, conference championships are regional, and then NCAA is national. In the United States of America, this is, there is NCAA in at least one other country other than the United States of America. So this is all for the United States of America. So they all, everybody I wrote and published about, to all advanced to NCAA championships. So it's not like me writing about them resulted in them performing at a lower standard kind of thing. And then I had said in my previous video that I was not taking on any new people at that point in time. I actually ended up taking on this people I had written about before, so in that sense they were not new people, but I did add 3 more swimmers. So I took on 3 additional swimmers and 1 diver. It's the nice thing about having written on 577 and published on 577 pages on Wikipedia is, if there's somebody who catches my eye and I've already written about them, it's not a new addition in the sense of I've taking on somebody new. It's like, I've written about this person before, I can add them to the writing work order without having to take on an entirely new person, kind of thing. There's some familiarity there, both with the person and the Wikipedia page, because Wikipedia pages can be very different depending on the person and the topic and stuff like that. So this is going to take a while. This is my video recap plan. So this is the introductory video. So I'm going to go over 4 details per swimmer diver. Per swimmer diver. And I will list those off. They are, I think I actually ended up changing this. Nope, I did keep this. So conference. So let's go over the 4 details. The 4 details are 1, conference finishes, conference championships finishes, 2, NCAA championships finishes, 3 is number of page views. So how many views did their page get as I was writing about them live, kind of thing. And that's going to be from 28 January to through, so this is kind of like a roughly championship season, to March 29 March 2022. So this is for Wikipedia. I published on Wikipedia, so this is the number of views their page and my writing on their page was getting as in this time range. And then the number 4 is the peak number of page views on one day in this time range here, the 28 to January to 29 March 2022. So these are the 4 details I'm going to go over. I'm going to cover each conference gets its own video. I'll put timestamps in this, but each conference gets its own video. And then, okay, we're at that. Each conference gets its own video. Why did I write this down? Because I'm about to list the swimmers. I'm not going to write them all down because that takes a bunch of time. I know, I've done this in the previous video. So I'm just going to read them off so that, so each of these lists, with exception, there's one conference that I'm going to break into 2 videos. Part 1, so if we count this video as part 0, then the next one is part 1, is going to be the Atlantic Coast Conference swimmers. And that was Youssef Ramadan of Egypt, Gretchen Walsh of the United States of America, which is a Wikipedia page I created, and then David Curtis of the United States of America, which is also a Wikipedia page I created. The next part is the Big Ten Conference swimmers. So there's Hunter Armstrong, there's Max McHugh, which is a page I created, there's Josh Matheny, which is a page I created, there's Patrick Callan, and there's Jake Mitchell, and all 5 of those individuals are United States of Americans. Part 3 is Big 12 Conference swimmers, so I only took on Drew Kibler. So Drew Kibler, you get your own video if you're seeing this. And then for the part 4, Ivy League swimmer, I took on one, so Ivy League swimmers, I took on one swimmer, so Dean Ferris, you get your own video. Yeah, and Dean Ferris is a Wikipedia page I created. Part 5, Pac-12 Conference swimmers and a diver. So this is I'm gonna be talking fast when I do this one because I've got a number of swimmers. There's Regan Smith, who is the United States of America swimmer. There's Andrei Minakov, who's a Russian swimmer. There's Tori Husk, who's a United States of American swimmer. Trenton Julian, who is a United States of American swimmer. There's Lily Nordman. I made the Wikipedia page for Trenton Julian. Lily Nordman, a United States of America swimmer, and that's a page I created on Wikipedia. And then there's Delaney Schnell, who is the United States of America diver. So she's the diver I wrote about. Part 6, moving on, is going to be Southeastern Conference swimmers, men. So for the Southeastern Conference, I am breaking it up into men and women. So men get their own video and women get their own video. So Luca Urlando, I created his Wikipedia page. He's United States of American swimmer. Matthew Sates is a South African swimmer. Brooks Curry is a United States of American swimmer. Kieran Smith is a United States of American swimmer. There's a squirrel running across the road towards me right now. Where's the peanuts? And then the last man I wrote about from that conference is Kike Alves, who is a Brazilian swimmer. And that was a draft space page, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in that video if you're interested. And then part 7 is Southeastern Conference swimmers, women. And so the 3 pages people that I wrote about were Ellen Walsh of Ireland. She's an Irish swimmer. And then Anastasia Makarova, who is a Russian swimmer, and that is Wikipedia page I created. And then wrapping it up is Ryan White, a United States of American swimmer. So that's this. So each conference gets its own video, with one case of a conference gets 2 videos, but this still holds. It's not sharing a video with another conference. So this line is technically correct. And then, so that's what is coming in the pipeline. What does anybody want a taste of what this means? I said total number of views. So on these 60 days that I spent writing about the NCAA Championships season, including conference championships, the total number of views and these are unique viewers. So far as Wikipedia has published, and I understand it, So it's like, it's not actually the number of views, it's like the absolute minimum. So like I could be on there and looking at a page 20 times in a day, but it'll still only count it as one view, kind of thing. So it's like unique viewers. As I understand it, that could be wrong. Either way, you can think of it as like a baseline number of views. So total number of views for all pages I wrote and published on was 28,339 views. I've had very variable number of views. Like I've had, I think multiple million for like the pages I wrote on for the 2000, multiple being like, it was over 1 million. It was like, I think over 2 million. So like this is clearly not like Olympic Games level number of views. It's still really good. Especially for people who are, some of them are kind of starting their senior career and stuff like that and getting established. And that was not really the case for some of the pages I wrote about during the 2020 Summer Olympic Games. So, yeah, still treating it like I'm getting millions of views, even though I'm not, kind of thing, which means like high quality writing. And then the number 1 and number 2 for peak number of views, so this is most views in one day, was Gretchen Walsh. And proudly enough, this is a page that I created on Wikipedia, so woo woo, traffic to my page. She got 706 views, her page, on 20 March 2022. And so as I go through each of these for for each athlete in these upcoming videos, I'll say what this line correlates with in time. That doesn't mean causation, it's just what it correlates like with, kind of thing. And then number 2 was also a page I created. It was Luca Urlando, and he got, this is a she and then a he got 361 views on the 26th of March 2022. And so that's what I'm going to go through. Those are for people who, it's a lot of watching kind of the recaps and might not want all the nitty gritty details. So kind of like, I guess one of the highlights, or not the highlight, but like the peak number of views and the total number of views. And then a conclusion and a random note. I made a previous video about Andrei Minakov versus Vladimir Morozov. Andrei Minakov, men rank women out of a scale of like 1 to 10, and that's still a common thing. And I've had to live with that. So I'm like, Andrei Minakov is a 10. If people want to know what my human hotness, like what I find physically attractive, Andrei Minakov at the 2022 NCAA Division I Swimming and Diving Championships is a 10. What is it possible to go out of higher than a 10 out of 10? Yes, there's only one human that I find to be an 11 out of 10, and that's Kyle Chalmers of Australia. He's my 11 out of 10, my one and only 11 out of 10. So that's like a really random note, but like not really, because I wrote about Andrei Minakov in this, and it's kind of tangentially related. Yeah, so that's kind of it. This is the first one of a few more videos to come.